Good morning. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. And that is a beautiful sight. In the tiny home. Look at that. You can hear it. I just set the water on and it's already hissing. That's a fast burner. This blows away that RV in speed already. I can tell. It has much more of a flame, a better control, and it's just going to be so much better in here. Now I've got a long lighter I'm using because I just burnt my finger trying to use a tiny lighter. So I'm going to have to keep this here. There is no pilot light on this. That makes it more efficient and probably safer. And it has an electronic igniter, which is AC powered, which I'm not using because the guy had said one or two or whatever weren't working, which I don't care. I don't use pilot lights and I don't use the those igniters. So, well, anyway, this doesn't have a pilot light, so it doesn't matter. But there it is, cooking up my coffee. Oh, by the way, that's some good stuff. Goliath Man, that is really good stuff. I usually don't drink coffee grounds, but that is really good. Usually when you grind your coffee, if you study coffee, when you grind the grounds, within 3 days they start to lose their freshness. And that's why I grind my whole beans. A lot of people grind their beans per cup. But that stuff, that is good stuff. That's a rare thing to find a really good pack of coffee grounds. So I like it. Well, it's still dark and cloudy, and it may or may not rain yet today. So we'll see how it goes. This is like a week without sun. I haven't seen the sun in forever. I've got no power anywhere, and I'm using LED lamps to read by at night. So it's pretty sad. I can flip on the overhead light for a minute or two, but that's about it, because I'm not pulling in any power from the sun at all right now. And I don't know if you can see, there's nothing moving. There's no wind out there right now. There's just a mild light breeze. Actually, now I have my weather station over here. Oh, right now it's 3.8 miles an hour. And I barely get over 5 miles. Well, I barely get over 3-4 miles an hour out here in the meadow. And wind turbine needs 5 or 10 miles an hour to start spinning up. So I need to get it up higher, and then I'll be able to get some real power up there in the air. It's 65 in here. The fire went out, and but all I had to do was I threw in some paper and some twigs, and the coals reignited the fire. So working out nice. Okay, here's a problem. It was 50 degrees and I went to town, and I come back and it's 60 out and 100 inside. This is insane. Now I've got all the windows open. I'm coughing because the air is absolutely dry, 20% humidity, and I'm coughing. I gotta get a pot of water on that wood stove. I have everything I need to get my sink installed. It's a lot of pieces. There's a pipe, a 10-foot pipe here. So I'm going to, first I got to clean the sink around the drains. I'm going to go get some paper towels and some water. And I'm going to take out the original drains, the metal things, whatever you want to call them there. Although they are stainless steel, but the original one was disgusting filthy. So I'm going to replace that with the new ones here, which I hope are halfway decent quality. I hope they're not plastic with a fake metal coating. Those don't last. But anyway, the original one was, this one was actually bent, so it wouldn't have worked anymore anyway. And I've got some plumber's putty, which I'm going to put up on here and around the lips of this before I really insert it properly. This is going to be awkward because I want to get it I want to figure out where it is, and I want to put all the putty down and then try to set this down in place, but it's a tight fit. But I'm going to try to do that next. First clean the sink and then put the plumber's putty in. And then, because I've been storing stuff down here, I got to clean this all out. All this, whoops, got the windows wide open. It's fall. Alright, so I got to clean all this stuff out, which is something I want to do anyway. Get all this stuff out of the way and start using my kitchen as a kitchen. So all the tools got to go outside and into various other places than here. So let me go get my materials and get to work. I've got the drain thing here. I just want to make sure it fits. I'm replacing them with new ones. Cardboard? I guess that goes up like that. Okay. Oh, it is a washer. Fiber washer. So what do we have here? Oh, plumber's putty goes on top. I didn't know that. I haven't done this in years. Alright, there's a strainer. So putty goes on top. Alright, I gotta put putty on top. Then this goes in. Then the rubber washer. Then the fiber washer. And the lock nut. And this, I don't see the other washer. Oh, that's a washer. Okay. I got to put it this side. Alright, well I'm just going to test this for fit. Let me bring you over here so you can see what I'm looking at. Oh, it's 98 degrees in here. Wow. Oh, it's hot. I closed down the stove, the wood stove, trying to stop the heat from blowing in here, or from pumping in, whatever. So that goes in there. Okay, there it is. So it's not the exact same size as the other one was. But it works. Alright, it'll do the job, I guess. Yep, it fits. Alright, so I'll get my plumber's putty. Supposed to wear gloves with this? Never hardens, flakes, crumbles, cracks, or shrinks. Good. So I'm going to do the one here first. Because that one I can't get off for one thing. I don't have a pipe wrench big enough for that. And the other reason is I want to get this pipe through the wall, and then later I can work in the T. But I got to figure out where this pipe is going through the wall first. That's my first priority. Oh, that's weird. So now I know what that ucky goop was in the camper. So what I'll do is I'll clean that out around the rim when I'm done installing this. All the excess. Alright, I want to finish putting it in there. Okay, I want to center that over the hole. Alright, now I gotta go underneath. I'm just gonna put the gaskets on the bottom, so forgive me if I don't show you everything what I'm doing here. I'm just going down here in the bottom, popping the rubber gasket, the fiber gasket, and then I've got this plastic tightening flange nut, washer, whatever you want to call it, nut. That goes up on there. Well, theoretically. Guess I can show you what I'm up to down here. It's awkward when I'm alone trying to work and record. I'm just putting this on here. It's really simple. Alright, but to tighten that I'm going to need two hands. I'm going to need a hand up top and one at the bottom because I want to make sure that stays centered when I put pressure on that. I think it's going to center itself though. Yeah, I think it will because of the curve. Yeah, the way that's curved, that's going to center itself. Yep. Let's look up top here. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be alright. It's going to self-center. It's going to be okay. So I just want to get this nice and tight. I don't think I have to really torque it down really hard. I'm not sure. I'll Google that later, I guess. Or ask a plumber. I don't think that's going to leak. Okay, there's that. Now, I've got here a set. It's going to require some cutting. Am I zoomed? Yes, I am. It requires me cutting it open. Let me go get a knife. I'm going to get all these parts out. By the way, you might notice I have a certain sign sitting up here already. I had to take it out of the plastic, but I wanted to get it up there right away. I don't have anything finished on the walls yet, so I'll still nail it on when I decide where to later, but I just wanted to get it up there. Alright, well, let me get my stuff ready. Oh, it's so hot in here. I can up my pants everywhere, every time I bend. Okay, that's done. Get that out of the way. Extra parts. Terrible. Garbage. Okay, now what I have is a T set here. Which size is that designed for? That's the smaller. Is that right? Goes in there, it goes on there. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Alright, that goes in there, I think. Yep, that goes in there. I'll have to adjust and cut these later as needed. Take out this gasket. There's two different size gaskets for everything, so you can have a 1.25" and 1.5" pipe. But I went all in all with 1.5" pipe with this system. Wouldn't that be cool if that fits? Oh wow, that's, I'm not going to have to cut a thing that is going to fit. How crazy. That is cool. Alright, so I can crank these down. Let me see, is that going to fit? Lined up right? Not quite. Don't know how much playroom I've got in here. Let me see. Not very much. That's just in there. No, I don't have much playroom, so I'm going to have some flex on the... Oh, that's just right. That's just going to fit. I can't believe it. That is just going to fit. Crazy, huh? That's luck. No cutting necessary. So, there's the T, which is going to go down from them. Now I've got two tail pieces, it's called. Now I'm not a plumber. This is just what I picked out at True Value Hardware with the guy that was in there helping me out. So I'm not an expert. This is just... So how's this? Okay. Oh, that goes like that. Okay, this one goes like this. And this goes, huh? Like this. Trying to figure this stuff out. Oh, that goes up on there. Okay, that goes there. Right. Right, okay. And then the other one will go on that one. Alright, I gotta clear all this out. I'm gonna pause the camera and clearing up this mess. I got all this stuff out except for a couple little items. I need to work here, so this was where I concentrated for now. And I'm carefully trying to sweep the sawdust up without kicking up too much dust into the air. Easier said than done. Starting to think the vacuum might be a better deal. I'm just going to fire up the vacuum, throw the cat upstairs. That'll give her a minute to clear her head and figure out why she's up there. Hopefully she won't run in that before I'm done. Just real quick clear this off, and I'm going to fire up the baby generator and then vacuum this up. Is going to be just neater. Let me go fire that up. Big stuff in there that's plugging it, so that's got to come out by hand. Should have thought of that. Using a wood stove right now. Fastest way to get rid of your garbage. Flammable paper garbage it is, anyway. So much for that idea. I have to unplug it. Let's try this again. I left the door open now, so I know baby cat will not come downstairs with the vacuum running. I don't want to lose her, so I usually can't have the door open while I'm working out here. sharp. I like it. It's 800 watts, so it just works on my generator. There it is. Shut off the generator. That part's done. Silence is so much nicer in the country. Oh. So, it goes up there. Now I wonder, is there room for all of this? I might have to trim them because there's an angle. Let me bring you in closer and see what I'm doing now. My master plumbing techniques. Let's see, I can temporarily put this on here just so I can get this feel for everything. I think that fits. Does it fit? Yeah, it does. I thought it would. Alright, I'm not going to mess with that. I don't want to mess it up. I don't like metal threads and plastic anyway. I have to get a wrench big enough to remove that thing. That's a problem. Oop, gotta shut the door, baby cat's back. She doesn't stay scared long, that's for sure. Oh, baby cat. Come see what I'm doing? Come on, you can go up here now. It's clean, come on. That's okay, come. Now you can sniff around. She wasn't allowed up there before. She's a good cat, she knows. She listens. There's a piece. So, what do we got here? I'm not sure what's what. Oh, it might fit. Oh, yeah. It's gonna work. I don't have to cut anything. Look at that. So that has to have a lip. Oh, wow. There you go. Oops, that won't work. Oh yeah, look at that. That's gonna work. No cutting necessary. Very good. Now I got to put a rubber hose between these two because I couldn't find any of this, whatever the name of that was again, tailpiece. I couldn't find a tailpiece without a hose attachment. That's for a dishwasher. So I cannot use these fat gaskets. These are for the smaller hose. Garbage. Okay, so I just gotta figure out how to break that free. If I can get this nut off there, then I can take that one off and I can do both of these. Oh, I am going to have to cut one. Am I or am I not? Yes, because the new one doesn't come down that far. Ah, yes, I'm going to have to trim this one. Because when I get the new one on, it's shorter than this. This one's longer, I see. This was developed so that both sinks had the same height on the drain pipe. But in this case, I'm going to have to cut this one shorter to fit this. Okay. Well, let me see. So then the PVC pipe. Oops. Nope, 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 nope. I am missing. I do have to cut everything. I forgot the drain bend. Maybe? Nope. Still maybe not. Still piecing things together. I forgot the drain bend. Okay, that goes there. Hope there's still enough light here. It's getting dark. Not that late, but it sure gets dark now. Early. It's terrible. More garbage? Ugh, so much garbage we produce in society. What's this? Can't tell which is which. Oh, I see. Still might be alright without cutting. Interrupted by the phone. Okay, sorry, I had to take a phone call. Okay, now I realize this inserts further, and I realize I'm going to have to cut some off of both of these anyway because I need a piece here. I remembered when I was in the store, I said, oh yeah, I can use the extra piece I cut off there. So that goes there, and then I'm going to need another piece because here's a piece that goes to the PVC pipe, and that goes here. So I'm going to have to shorten both of these so that I have the what I need to put all this together. So these guys got to be shortened a little bit. It almost reminds me of a what do you call a Lego set or something. Sort of cool. Everything just sort of screws together, attaches together, and you make things sort of cool. So that gives me a very high pipe. I don't like the pipe being that high. Oh well, it is how it is. PVC pipe's going to run out through the back wall over here. I believe there should be some flex in there eventually. I don't know. Because the pipe has to be at a lower, at a bit of an angle. Well, I've got to struggle and get this thing off. And I'm going to cut these pipes. I won't bore you with that, but I'm going to trim these down a little. Both of these. I've got to get this off first so I know what size to make these. Because this one's going to be longer. Alright, well, let me work on that. I'll come back when I figure that out and get that piece off.